Okay, so example 7 is a little bit different. So it says, how long will it take $2,500 to double at a simple interest rate of 5.6%? You guys, this is the $2,500 is our principal value. And the other thing that they gave us here was that that interest rate of 5.6%. Now, the other funny thing that they told us is that that amount needs to double. You guys, so here's what that really means. You guys, when I see this, when I see that word, I want that principal value to double, it means that my interest equals my principal. I wonder if you guys are catching my Steve Harvey in the background that Andrew is watching. You know that's always a good time. Okay. The question is, when I think of my ex, I think of. All right. This is the stuff that's entertaining Andrew and I at 11:30. And so when we see the word double, it means that the interest and the principal are the same amount. So even though they didn't give us any other information, we know that the interest is going to be 2,500 and we know that the principal is going to be 2,500. That's really what this comes down to. Okay? So when we want to plug into our interest equals, principal times rate times time, I'm going to plug in $2,500 for my interest, and I'm going to plug in $2,500 for my principal, and I'm going to plug in a rate of 5.6%. What they did not tell me on this one, was the time value. So I'm squishing that in there, my bad. Looks very lovely. I'm going to solve this one the same way that I solved for the principal. So if I want to get that time by itself, maybe. If I want to get that time by itself, I'm going to divide by anything that's over here. So I'm going to actually divide by 2,500, and I'm going to divide by the 5.6%. Pretty doable. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm dividing by 2,500, and I'm going to divide by the 5.6%. This time, the principals cancel and the rates cancel so that you can just have the time value. Now, this one's going to be a little bit different. We are going to round it a little bit different because it's not actually a money value. So I'm going to go to Desmos. I'm going to type in my $2,500 in interest, and I'm going to divide it by that $2,500 in principal times that rate of 5.6%. You guys, and you can always just put in that 5.6% as 5.6 out of 100. Yeah. This tells you how long it takes to double, how many years. We are going to round this at 1 decimal place. 1 decimal place when you're looking for the time value because it's not money. So 17.85 should round up to 17.9 years. 17.9 because we're rounding at 1 decimal. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in. This is 17.9 years. So if I'm looking at something that has that interest rate of 5.6%, it's going to take almost a full 18 years for $2,500 to double in value. Okay, we're going to take another look at a second example just like this so that you have a couple to go off of. So if you feel a little lost, watch that next video coming up.